to first say thank you to Crosstown Arts and Iceberg New Music for making it possible to share a little bit of my music with all of you. For a composer, control is a very interesting concept. After all, it's our job to be as specific as possible in what we want and how it can be achieved. In fact, I had a professor one time tell me that if I didn't choose the instruments myself that I'm writing for, it's no longer my piece. Now, personally, I disagree with this notion. I feel that it's in the moments when we can't control the situation that we are truly defined in how we respond. During the initial weeks and months of the pandemic, I was faced with a sense of losing control in my own life. And it got me thinking, what if I took away a sense of control from my own music? What if I could creatively limit the sounds that I could use in a piece? That question is what led me to create the Miniatures Project Volume 1, Puzzles. I decided to start by throwing out a call for performers to anyone on Facebook. In doing this, I removed all control of who I would work with or what instruments I would get. Needless to say, this led to an interesting blend of professional opera singers to singers who had no formal training at all, classically trained string players to an amateur banjo player, an LA-based professional saxophonist, a Colorado-based saxophone prodigy, and a guy from Ohio who plays sax in an Earth, Wind, and Fire tribute band. And everything in between. I then had hour-long talks with each performer to get an idea of what they wanted in their minute of music, but to also catch up and hear how they were doing. Remember, this was still a time early in the days of the pandemic when everyone was first facing quarantine. I used what they suggested to create a unique miniature for each of them. I want to share just a couple of those with you now. Professional Canadian cellist Ronan Yernis wanted a piece that was reminiscent of the Chinese erhu. So I wrote him a piece that used the smears and the glissandi of the erhu coupled with the pentatonic scale. Of course, I added my own flavor to it as well, but Roland did an amazing job performing Awaiting. Ohio-based saxophonist Kent Stein plays in a rock band, so I wanted to write him a piece that rhythmically was reminiscent of rock music. I started by writing a piece for drum set, and then transcribed it for saxophone instead. Kent played the heck out of this piece. Portuguese cellist Isabel Vaz wanted a piece that sounded like the music of her country. She also wanted the challenge of being able to sing and play at the same time. So I wrote her Cancao as a piece that she could sing, play, and pizzicato all at the same time, and she did an amazing job of being multi-talented. Singer-songwriter Karina Joy wanted a piece for multiple voices that she could overlay. This actually broke the rules of what I construed as the miniatures project for solo instruments. But in taking away control, I accepted the challenge. And so we created Breathe. Cellist Isadora Njopak wanted a piece that utilized only the C string of the cello. I wanted to make sure I still challenged her, so I wrote Vitamin C for her, and I was blown away by what she did. When I spoke to percussionist Tamika Gorski, the question became, what instruments do you have in your closet? The answer was this set of instruments. Some of these miniatures also gave me the chance to document moments in my life. For example, Honeysuckle, for pianist Mariana Moteva, was written on a day when the honeysuckle started to bloom, and we could smell it throughout the entire house. And I wrote Launch for euphoniumist Mike Waddell on the same day that SpaceX had its historical launch of the Falcon 9 rocket. So over the course of 30 days, we premiered 30 miniatures. But this was the easy part, and now came the challenge for me as a composer. What I did next was take the audio files of each of those 30 miniatures, and I sampled from wherever I could to create a brand new piece of music. In doing this, I needed to know exactly what I had available. It was much like putting together pieces of a musical jigsaw puzzle. Thus the name Puzzles. I searched through each of the miniatures, scouring for sounds that would connect to one another and overlaying them. I didn't allow myself to alter the sounds aside from splicing, adding reverb, and changing the volume to help the 30 performances blend. The one notable exception to this was countertenor Robert Francis Orbach. Robert asked for a piece that would challenge his high register and his consonance creation. The result was a piece full of percussive-like sounds. At times, I altered Robert's T's in order to get a sound close to that of a cymbal. Here's an example of the sound before and after the sound effects have been added. Of course, using the sounds from only those 30 miniatures was quite a challenge for me. But here's a snippet of what I created using Reaper and the samplings of those 30 miniatures. While each miniature only took a day to compose, this final audio project took months to compile. But now we were ready to finally put this with video. So using Adobe Premiere, I synced everything back up with the original videos, and the Puzzles project was created. Thanks for checking out this video. To see the entire Puzzles collection along with the final performance, just click the link. But before you go, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to my channel for more interesting videos and performances.